Hey there, it's Sunday morning, and I just released about, I don't know, half hour ago, the video, the follow-up video on the pyramids, and it's mostly me standing, well, it's all me there standing, talking. You know, I put that off and put that off and put that off, and yesterday I said to myself, why don't you just go out and stand in front of the camera and, make comments on the comments that you got. That kind of makes sense. So that's what I did, and I released it this morning. And I don't know how it'll do. Probably won't do as well as the first one, but then they almost never do. The follow-ups almost never do. So interesting to talk about anyway. If it wasn't interesting to talk about, I wouldn't talk about it, right? There was something I was meaning to say in that, and it has to do with all of these crazy methods that people think up to try to do these, very, very labor-intensive tasks. And it's like you see that in almost everything. Like I get comments on my videos of people suggesting not better ways, not more practical ways, but easier ways. They're always looking for a way to reduce the amount of effort involved. And that's what I see with these other methods for trying to move those stones, that crazy water method. You reduce the amount of effort involved in the actual action, but you triple it to build the thing that it's supposed to be doing. And like I said, in modern construction even, you still don't see a lot of, technology taking the place of human power. So if you're young and you're worried about the future, you're worried about the machines taking your job, taking over what you're doing, get into construction, because it'll be like, I don't know if it'll ever reach the point where all of it could be replaced by human work. And you know what? You make good money too. And you get a good print, like if you're in a union. I'm usually against unions, but that'd be the way to go for construction, I think. Unless you're going to be a contractor like I was. Regular. Anyway, I got the old Shapeoko here, pulled up from the basement. I've been trying to clear out the basement because I want to, use it as area in the house instead of just a big storage bin for my junk. And this is some of the junk that was down there. This thing here, I want to tune this up. It still has a thing in here that I was cutting when when it messed up. What happened is all this stuff loosened up because I didn't put any Loctite on. I don't think I even had the bolts tightened properly, actually. I have a tendency to do that. You rush getting it together, you don't tighten all the bolts, and then bang, you start using it. And that's one of the things I have at the table side here. I went through it all again to make sure that everything was tight. And I didn't do that with this thing, and it loosened up. So I thought I would tune it up, get it working again, and pick a wall here in the shop, or even the side of a cabinet might work. I was thinking the wall right there, actually, to mount it on the wall so that it's not taking up floor space. So yeah, there's that. The other thing, like, what was this video about? Fixing 3 things that idiots design. Maybe that's the kind of a cynical way to put it, but increasingly, like the stuff that you have around you, if you look at it closely, idiots have designed it. I've got these 3 things right here. Now, granted, they're from the kitchen, but it's a real annoyance, okay? This is the mixing bowl for my mixer. And look on the bottom here. There are slots in this thing here that were there when I bought it. And what gets inside those slots, do you think? Water, of course. It doesn't matter if you wash it by hand in the sink or put it in a dishwasher. You have to put it up like that. This gets full of water. And you know what? the location of the slots doesn't make it handy for draining it out. So this is why you see another hole here, so I could drain it out. And I already tried to fix this before, but I used silicone. I actually punched in these slots before I drilled this hole. Punched in the slots, and I smeared silicone on it, and that lasted, I don't know, about a month or so. But I mean, come on, you'd have to be stupid. You have to be stupid or just not caring completely to do this, something like that. Obviously, dirty water is going to get in there. You're going to have mushrooms growing inside there, for Christ's sake. Same deal with these two guys right here. All right? This one has a rubbery handle, all right? But to make it look more stylish, because that's so very important for your kitchen utensils, they added this metal inlay. And behind it has to be hollow, because every time this gets washed, it fills up with water. So you're using this in your frying pan. You're going like this, and you're turning it over to chop up the ground beef, and there's dirty water dripping out of the handle into your meat. It's disgusting. Same thing with this. This is a ladle. Okay, this part is plastic. They put a rubber handle on here. Why? You don't need to get a kung fu grip on your ladle. You're ladling out soup. However, if you take this out of the dishwasher and start using it to ladle out your soup, there's going to be water dripping out from that. All right, so I'm going to fix these, and the thing that I'm going to fix them with, if I can find the darn stuff, is the new flavor of polyurethane construction adhesive that I've been using a lot lately. This has replaced the other stuff for my stuff here in the shop. What I love, okay, you know what? I'm not selling this stuff. This is not sponsored. These guys are not giving me any money, but I can't recommend this enough, okay? It's expensive, $10 a tube here in, the Socialist Republic of Canada, but I think it's worth it, all right? First of all, one big thing it doesn't do that the other ones were doing is it doesn't continue pumping after you release the pressure. Somehow, they managed to solve their air bubble issue that they were having in here. Well, it wasn't in here, it was in the other one, okay? They changed the process for filling this up so they don't have any air bubbles in there. Now, doesn't that make sense? So you're not, give a pump to put some on there and then see half the tube leak out, even after you've taken that and pulled the thing out, So that's that. Also, I haven't tested the strength yet. I was going to do two end grain joints in hardwood and then do a tug of war type thing between them to see which failed first, this one or the regular one. It's my thinking possibly that the regular one is still a little bit stronger. This one seems to be harder though, which makes it a little bit more brittle. But ultimately, I think the other one is still a little bit stronger, but both are way stronger than they need to be. And of course, the other thing about this one is it's gray and not tan. So, if you're using it for woodworking project where color of the glue, like if you've got a very fine glue line there, and then obviously this one's not the one. Oh, the other thing about it is it doesn't bubble up like the other one does. The other one doesn't foam up like polyurethane glue does, like that liquid stuff does, but it still will bubble up a little bit. And this one doesn't do that. It dries nice and smooth. So I'm going to start with this silly thing here. You can see they already had some glue in here, all right? And you can see how much they put in here. Not enough, okay? And they put it up at the end there. And I don't know if there's any water still in here, but there might be. And I'm not at all concerned about whether this stuff is toxic after it dries, because it's on the fucking handles, okay? I'm not worried about that. That's not in direct contact with your food. So I'm going to put this in, see the ribs? I'm going to fill those up fully, right down here at the end, okay? See that? I'm going to fill that right up. And I'm going to go around the whole thing. I'm going to put heavy bead on here. So it seals that off right there, all right? And I'm going to kind of taper that back a little bit. I'm not concerned if it gets on the other part of the thing. I can wipe that off, all right? So we got that. I'm going to take the handle and put it, make sure there's no mushrooms growing in there. Put that on. So I'll start putting it on and I'll pull it off. You know, do the little bit of sexual activity here. And push it on finally until it, you know, oozes out. And then use my finger to tool that all off. And I'll clean the rest of that off with a paper towel, okay? And that seals it. There won't be any more dirty water coming out of there and leaking all over the place. Now I gotta wipe this off, hold on. So that's that one. Now this one here might be a little bit different. I think I'm gonna have to try to get that metal thing out. Get my small screwdriver here, shove it in. Yeah, see? I mean, come on. Come on. Why the fuck you do this stupid stuff? I mean, look at this. This is not a Christmas tree. It's a spatula. Or I can just break it off completely. Now, look inside there. There's still water in there. Okay? I haven't used this in more than a week. All right? And it's disgusting. It's disgusting. And they have that dripping down inside your meat. Squeeze this stuff in here all the way around like this, you see? Same here, all the way around. And I will put it back in, you know, smear this around there so it fills up the gap. Does it look amazing? No, it doesn't look amazing. But you know what? It's not gonna leak out any dirty frigging water anymore. Let's wipe that off and we'll let that dry, and the rest that looks ugly will just come off after. This one here, a little bit easier. All I need to do is sand it, because I already dented it in for the silicone. Just gonna rough it up so that it covers those slots. And this stuff is waterproof. It's not gonna dissolve in the dishwasher. So I'm gonna take my block of wood here and I'm just gonna screed that off so that it fills in the gap. I screed it one way to begin with, and then I'll screed the other way. See that? How nice and neat that is? And so that completely fills those things. I still have the hole over there. I think I'm gonna try to bang that in a little bit as well. Sand that. And then the stuff that I squeezed off can go in there. I think what I'll do is I'll leave that built up and then cut it off after it starts to harden up. Okay, so that does it, you know, fixing the 3 things designed by idiots.
That expires in 1 week. You're not real FBI, are you?
I'm still in training at the academy.
Jack Crawford sent a trainee to me.
Yes, I'm a student. I'm here to learn from you. Maybe you can decide for yourself whether or not I'm qualified enough to do that.